Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rally and teach, came to preach, came to bring clarity. And let me tell you something. You are going to think that we're crazy for a segment or two of this program.
Oh, I
S-
think I know.
Oh, teach. How are you, brother?
Not too bad. How are you, really?
I'm doing good. So, to get things off first, a day after I got my strawberry slushy can, you got yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me, how is that masterpiece?
Honestly, I loved it. You know me and you know us. We are already a big fan of the tubs. I'm a real big fan of the can as well.
Yes.
I will say, I think you're a little crazy for thinking it's more like strawberry shortcake because I still get the pure slushiness out of it. But oh, if you can get a hold of some cans, do it because those are delicious. I'm saving one in my fridge right now, and I have a hard time not cracking it.
I mean, my thought is just that I thought strawberry slushy in the tub is much more simple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, essentially, I don't want to hate on blue ice because many people do. Imagine a strawberry version of blue ice. It's like, hey, you got strawberry syrup and cold water. That's what you get. It's so simple and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they took the flavor in itself and they recreated, almost gave it a rebirth. And that's why I think it's just a lot more desserty, and it's they amped it up with the can, in my opinion.
I mean, most cans I usually find they amp up the flavors a bit. I usually find a lot of the cans taste a little bit better than the powder. Like my ranking for it, this is gonna be a high one, and have every single can they've come out so far. This is a 9. Honestly, strawberry slushy in a can is a 9. It is delicious. One of the best strawberry flavors they have in a can.
Agreed. So I guess next one. So there's a couple of things to go into, but we both got shiny splash hydration. So if you had to go with your, there we go. If we had to go pick our top three most overrated flavors as far as the energy line,
Mm-hmm.
Shiny Splash is in there.
Yep.
So I think for us it would be Shiny Splash Energy, probably the top of the list for sure, right?
Yep.
Outside of that, I think it would probably be Phase 51, and I don't know what the other one would be, but it would be very debatable.
Yeah.
But anyways, what the hell they do with the strawberry? I'm sorry, the shiny hydration that they didn't do with the energy, man. Like this one tastes like yellow and blue Gatorade, but in a great way. Where shiny splash, it's like lemonade. Drop the blueberries in, wait 30 seconds, take them out, and it's mediocre. And it is watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watered it down, just like what I do with the shiny splash energy or when you get the packs. Oh no, I end up watering it down.
So like, I mean, you know my opinion.
Oh
I think
yes,
Shiny
it's
Splash
happening.
is over rated. I agree with the whole like dropping the blueberry and you get pretty much all lemonade. The energy is kind of disappointing for me. But this was my first hydration tub, and like I can taste the blueberry, you can taste the citrus. This is very good. I've been drinking this a ton. Again, it was my first hydration tub, so I'm seeing like this tiny scoop, and I'm like, is this the right size? Like, it just seems so odd to use that tiny of a scoop.
Well, it's actually pretty funny. I'll see if I actually got one here. Uh, I got my yuzu hydration. Did I take the scooper? Damn it, I took it out. Hold on. Yeah, I know this. I will be right back. I know I have this, and this I wanted to debate with you because you actually have the hydrations now.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, even though this is only my first hydration, for anybody out there, if you're a fan of Shiny Splash, pick up the hydration. This is absolutely delicious. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Shiny Splash like us, still pick up the hydration. Do yourself a favor. You don't gotta buy the collector box, but try this out. It generally is good. Like, I've been drinking this pretty much nonstop in between shakers ever since I bought it, or I've gotten it recently. Very tasty. Um, and this is honestly perfect for the times where like I'm out of actual hydration like bottles you can only get on Amazon, and I'm up late, but I don't
Found it.
necessarily want the caffeine. So I want something GFuel tasty.
Yeah. So as people know on the show, originally I needed a Red Bull substitute. Went to G Fuel. I needed a Gatorade Zero substitute. I went to the hydration line.
Mm-hmm.
So If you get the hydration line, usually the scoop looks like this.
It's itty bitty.
Itty bitty, whatever. But here's what I got in one of my first tubs. First tubs of it.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And you want to know what's actually really funny? The strawberry lemonade needs to be watered down so much, you only need half of this scoop.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's wicked strong and wicked sweet.
Sounds like something I should try.
But if you literally look on the back of the label, at least, I mean, you got the antioxidants and everything else, right? But if you compare the labels to a Gatorade Zero, it's pretty close, man.
You know, here's something I guess we could also bring up if we want to, and you probably have them more in front of you, and I can go grab something in front of me. Because we're speaking about hydration, I guess before we hop into it, I think like we could probably compare ingredients, whatnot. What do you rate on the Relly scale for Shiny Splash, or as I've been calling it, Shiny Slappin'? How do you rate it?
For the hydration line, I
Yep,
give it a 5.
Yep.
I give it a 5, man, because it's hard. It's hard for me to. I like look at the tub and I'm like, I want it.
Honestly, I've been drinking
Like
it nonstop.
Like if you're thirsty, you want it.
I give it a solid 8. Very tasty.
It's freaking good, man.
Let me grab it myself.
And the thing is like everyone's wondering like the certain flavors they want them in. They want them in all these tubs, man. It's crazy. Like everyone's saying like, "Hey, where's my dragon fruit? Where's my strawberry lemonade GFuel?" And you're a lemonade guy, so this is important to you. And you're like, "Where has this been?"
I want that in actual caffeine though. That I swear my life, that is the one flavor that has went under the radar for me. That I didn't even know that is strawberry lemonade, and it was in hydration, but I never really pay attention to hydration.
It's amazing, right? So I just kind of feel like the yuzu.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it different in every form?
It's weird, yeah.
Phase X
enough.
and yuzu different in every form. Same with I think the same with Chug Rug.
Yep. Well, Chug Rug, in my opinion, just gets like better and better and better. It's not like a different tasting; it's just a better tasting. As weird as that sounds.
I mean, the powder sucks. The can is good.
Mm-hmm.
And they say
Hydration
the
is.
hydration is good.
Have you had the hydration?
Not yet,
Okay.
but they say it's massively good.
Yes.
Yeah, if only.
So, like, looking at some of the ingredients, give it like a little comparative for those that haven't had any of the hydration lines that are curious. Wow, it's about half the size of grams. So in hydration, you're only using 3 grams of powder. In a actual energy tub, it's 7 grams. Both. Oh, there's no calories in hydration.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was like 5 or 10, it wouldn't surprise me.
Carbohydrates, there's 1 more gram. And energy, both have vitamin C, E, but hydration does have vitamin D.
A lot more than I thought, actually.
This one kind of does surprise me, but also kind of does in a way. But energy tub does have niacin, and the hydration tub does not.
Which is good. Although it's actually funny too, because I'll tell you this, and I was actually looking into these like I always do, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst thing you could actually see on anything? Now, we don't speak into pre-workouts, and the only reason we're talking about the hydration is because it's energy first. It's these energy companies making them. What's the worst thing you could see on a tub, where if it's a pre-workout or an energy powder? What's the worst one word? It begins with a B.
I feel like this is going right over my head.
Pre-workouts and energy powders. What is the worst word you can see? It's not an ingredient, just letting you know.
It starts with a B.
Let's see. This is a tub of Gamer Sups.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tub of Maw.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if you could. You see how the list is so simple on this?
Mm-hmm.
What's the word?
Blend.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
You see, if you see how much it is, what's blend mean?
A concoction of mixed
A
ingredients.
concoction, and they don't want to tell you exactly what's in it. Same thing, right? Now, mind you, this is 140 milligrams, and this has you do math because it says blend. Look at the crazy crap on there. Once that focuses, come on, camera.
I said even GFuel doesn't have anything about blend on theirs.
Correct. Juju, there's no blend. So essentially, this says nootropic antioxidant blend. 105,000 micrograms. Focus
So, you know,
camera.
why do you need to put like that's the one small thing that annoys me about companies is why do they even need to put it in micrograms? Just give us grams.
Because they're trying to piss on your feet and tell you it's rain.
Like unless it actually doesn't meet the
I got
amount to
to
be
have that.
qualified as grams.
I'm gonna have that terminology and lodged in your head. You watch.
Oh, it already has been. We are far past that, my friend.
It only took once, right?
Oh yeah, I've said it a couple times here and there.
Oh boy, that's funny. Real funny. Uh, so, think the hydration line will expand now on your end?
I've been more open to trying them, honestly.
You think the radioactive lemonade would be consistent or not?
I bet you it's more consistent than the inconsistent cans.
Oh boy.
If anything, the ones that I would want to try next for hydration would be strawberry lemonade and then Phase X.
Mm-hmm. Blue Rocket Pop is pretty good as well.
I've heard highly of that. Yes.
Yes. So going into it, before we move on to the politics, I guess we can say,
Okay.
there's a rumor that regardless of controversy, when you're this big, you're gonna have controversy everywhere. And he's essentially one of the richest gamers out there that's known. Ninja. So I looked on his last it was one of his last videos on Twitch. He's having a block party, whatever. He comes off camera, dogs barking, whatever, comes back and he goes, "We got snacks, we got GFuel made, yada yada yada." And I'm like, okay. So the rumor is going around that Ninja has a deal on the table from GFuel, 12 plus $1 million a year plus incentives.
I don't like. I'm not here to argue numbers or anything, but I would find it really surprising they're giving him $12 million a year. I would not be surprised if there's a good number on the table, but 12 million honestly sounds like a lot.
Well, just remember this, right? I understand all the hype, everything else. Now, listen, I know that the FaZe Clan brand is worth like $1 billion, which is why it's public now, and you buy shares of it and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how much FaZe Clan brings in, but it's like Nissan sponsors them. I'm not sure how much equity they have in G Fuel, any of that. I have no idea what goes on. But I'll just say this much. I'm not sure how much profit is from the Naruto tubs, but that was one of the quickest sales I've ever seen. I'm not sure how much, BOGOs make them, but for crying out loud, we see some popular flavors like Miami Nights go within 3 days of the events that go on for about 6 days.
Yep.
I have no idea the revenue of G Fuel or how much they're taking a risk. Regardless of the numbers, do you like the move? Not really? Or is it one of those, I just want a shaker and I'm out?
Honestly, I'm indifferent. Like I don't really it doesn't bother me or like make me feel any different if they sponsored Ninja, because from a business standpoint, it would be smarter them to sponsor him because he still grits. Like he may not be the top dog anymore, like he used to be like 3 4 years ago, breaking like Twitch records for streams and everything. But he's still someone that streams, makes content regularly. He still has a lot of people watching him. He would still give the business more face. And supposedly they've actually had the code Ninja for a very long time now.
The thing is, I have no idea if Ninja is just so because Ninja is generic, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like if you put an XQC in the code or if you put, even Shock. Shock is just kind of generic, even though we love Shock Daddy. He's
Oh
a
yeah.
New Englander. I mean, come on. Might find it hard to believe, but he's a good guy. He runs the town.
Oh yeah, Shock's a
But,
great guy.
but me personally, I'll just say this: as long as the prices don't jack up, I don't care.
I don't think you'll see a price
Right?
hike from it. I think he's just gonna be another face for the business. Something probably went south between him and Red Bull. And then from there, he was probably looking to move on from a different company. G Fuel probably saw that and was like, hey, this is our opportunity. It's another big face. Because I know, honestly, right now, G Fuel is, I don't want to say going through an issue, but I can tell you guys this. G Fuel is kind of going through a face evaluation, I guess I'll call it, with some of their content creators, because some of them are very big content creators right now, but they aren't pushing the product enough to where they're withholding revenue from them.
It depends on really how it goes. Like, I mean, kind of think of it this way. The only thing I could think of similar is like when you are like, let's say, a professional skateboarder,
Mm-hmm.
because I've met a good amount of them. So it kind of goes like this, and there's a lot of politics of it. Like, I know if you're a Red Bull skateboarder, they basically own your headspace. Like, if you have a hat and it's not a Red Bull hat, they'll talk shit or they won't pay you or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, hey, what have you been doing, man? Like, have you been literally sitting on your couch for X amount of time? What are you doing? Like, are you worth our time? Because clearly you don't give a shit about us.
So, like, where the source of where I'm getting this from originally came from is a very big content creator. I know you've had his products before. He recently just came out with an actual powder one. MFAM, Nick Merck. He's a big content creator. He has his own can. He recently had hydration come out.
Also good.
Mm-hmm. Not knocking those, but from the actual standpoint, he does not push G Fuel. He's a big content creator, gets big deals through G Fuel, but him himself does not push G Fuel. He's not like promoting it. He's not avidly branding it or anything. They're just essentially at this current time making the product for him, and he isn't pushing for them.
So if I had to just go by this, I mean, I'll just go by his Twitch just for the hell of it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is it makes you wonder about those bigger content creators. And it's like if you go to just his Twitch page, he's got 6.3 million followers, can be counting. It just kind of goes like this. It's like if you scroll down, it's like, hey, Beats Fit Pro, PC build, subscribe, points, subs, gifts. You got sub badges, donations, YouTube, Twitter, shows his MFAM cam. It's listed in the sponsors below. When it comes to the big creators, it just makes me kind of think of this, just playing fair, mind you, right? And also Eli, hey, Eli's also in here. He's finally made a live stream, so welcome
Very
in.
nice.
When you're a big content creator and it's kind of like one of those where it's just like, hey, read my sponsors in my bio. I mean, how or when does that work? Like Eli over here is saying, he goes, KSI is like that too. He said nothing publicly about Orange Vibe, so strange, and yet you see him next to Logan Paul being like, yo man, prime baby, prime, as in, hey, he co-owns this, and yet is G Fuel the second class citizen? Like, I haven't seen his music videos or anything, right? But could you imagine where it's like instead of the stereotypical rappers got bottles of spirits or, it doesn't matter if it's Henny, vodka, wine, anything expensive or luxurious, whatever. Even if you just have a shaker on the counter, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's different ways where you could just kind of like hint that stuff.
The silent promotion.
Correct. You could silent promote stuff. You could just say, just a quick thing where it's just like, remember, in stock, hey, when you're a big creator, it's so hard. When you're a small creator, and I mean, let's be honest, if you have a small code with anything, if somebody, it's a 10 percenter and someone says, hey, like, if you get half of that 10% off, and that's $2 to an account, that's probably one of the only things you're having as a small streamer is somebody placing those orders with you.
Yep.
So it's important for you to get out there versus those big guys where they kind of just look down and you're like, I remember when I was a tryhard.
Well, it's like even the big
Ridiculous.
content creators too. The thing is like especially for those two, um, the amount of pull they have, the amount of face they have, the amount of business and advertising they have, they can
Oh,
push their codes, and like they're getting free revenue, literally.
yeah.
And it's like, how many small to medium sized content creators do you personally know that are sponsored by GFuel that are always plugging in their code, that are always being out there for? They're proudly showing off their sponsorship or that they're a partner. You got some big top dogs like this that have their own product line. They're just like, yeah, I have this thing. Cool. You want to pick it up? Whatever. And there's
I,
other.
I just I just know this. I know that we got CBAT in the as a code right now, but Johnny Price has told me, listen, last year I averaged 20 viewers a stream.
Mm-hmm.
This year, the same. The last 4 years, 20 a stream. He's like, how do I grow from here? And since there's so many content creators out there, and it always just seems to be a thing. It's like, hey, I got a set time. I'm 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. He's live right now. It's just how do you keep it consistent with everybody else? And it's like you can promote as much as you want, and it's just so frustrating for you as the creator seeing what am I doing wrong and how can I grow? And it could be something like, hey, I don't like the music or I don't like the game you're playing. It's got to be frustrating to people like that. And as far as like personality goes, tremendous human being. He
Oh, yeah.
really is.
I mean, even to the same similar example, I'm not using this as like any kind of like easy way of saying it. When I say this, I'm not trying to be mean, but you'll understand for comparison. When you look at somebody like Nick Merckx, who has over millions of followers on multiple social
Mhm.
medias, huge guy, even KSI, right? Big time content creators. And you have somebody who, like Shock, and I'm saying this as an example, even though Shock has a good following, he's technically smaller. He's a small
Yes.
content creator
Yep.
comparatively. All the time you're going to see Shock promoting GFuel in every single which way. His code gets so much use and whatnot, and he's avidly like happy
Absolutely.
to use this code or avidly happy to promote GFuel. And then the other big ones are just like, yeah, well, whatever. And then even Shock's out here is like, man, I have my own shaker at one point, the things I would do to get my own tub,
Or have another shaker
or even
line or
that.
anything else. It's like he's willing to put in the work. And I think he understands that part because at the end of the day, right? It's like last time I went to a live stream of his, he goes, hey, we got like 60 people in there. We go on Nick Merckx right on here. He's got, it's dipping quite a bit, but it's 26K.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Big ass difference right there. By the way, say hi to Holly. She's in here.
Holly?
Holly Berry.
What up, Holly? How are you, Queen? Glad you can finally make it out for a live
Absolutely. We
podcast.
got 7 people in here, man. I'm overjoyed. This is our like biggest audience. And just remember, people, if you got any questions or topics, by all means, shoot for it. I mean, the only thing, I mean, I completely agree with you. When is it a chance where it's like the big creator can just not have to promote it?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
I
why
don't
they're
know.
even going through like a full. I don't want to say I want to say rebranding, but like I guess a better word is reevaluation with some of their content creators right now, and that's what I originally brought up because like as there's big speculation right now, whether it's because of debranding or renewing a deal
Hmm.
or something else. Um, it's even looked to be that Guava from G Fuel has just got vaulted, and people are unsure
Yes.
of if Castro is still with them or if they're re-signing a deal or if he's leaving.
Well, we argued the same thing with Lyric and Teach Ice T.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of, I had a sample of that today, so that was refreshing on my last day off until I go
Yes,
back to
very
work.
good.
Uh, Eli is kind of saying the same thing I did months ago. Mark Anthony, he got flair before Shock Daddy. Listen, I understand, but I don't know. It's just that he's no. I will say that I've warmed up to Mark Anthony, but when I'm just kind of heard that Orange Cranthony was coming out, and I'm like, who? You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on, this guy forced a family member to drive to the Face Clan member houses. Like, that's how he was known. That's how he's known. That's the reputation he has. I'm like, versus Shock Daddy.
So again, we
Come
have
on,
nothing but
man.
love for Shock. But at the same time, like even though I barely knew of him beforehand, Mark Anthony, um, he's a decent content creator, streams, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. But while they both do put in the work, and I don't know if Shock's got to do this or whatnot, but even Mark Anthony did the whole thing of 365 days. He posted a video individually every single day and put in the effort to try to make it do. And that's why I like if you ever buy a collector box. That's why I said it's 365 all the way across the collector box.
Well, I mean, I kind of feel for that, but also like he somehow got the connects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, honestly, there's so much where I would do to put an effort. It's like if somebody, you know, if somebody gave me a contract on the table right now, even though I'm supposed to be here non-biased the best way I can be, it would have to be really something big to turn it down because I gotta stay here non-biased. Or in the deal, I'd have to say, listen, I gotta call it down the line as is.
Um,
That's the way I would have to do things, and I think you would do the same.
I would just be like, yeah, I'd take a deal in a heartbeat, but also understand I do this other thing to where like we are very non-biased and we try everything. But I'm going to say this in a joking sense, but also serious sense because we're talking about content creators, branding, dealings, and everything, right? Some people in chat will get a laugh out of this. I feel like you're going to get a chat out of this. This kind of annoys me, but it needs to be said. Don't go to GFuel or any freaking energy company out there and say, hey, if I get a tattoo, will you give me a fridge? Will you give me a deal? Where's my shaker? I get tattoo. Where's my free stuff?
Wait, I think I saw somebody.
Yeah. Like where do people get the idea that like they can do this small thing for a company like that and then the company's just gonna like bathe them in product? They don't understand that you have to create exposure and give the company something. That's why the people that have partner codes, they are giving the back to the company in some way. Like what can you provide back to the table? Oh, you went and got ink done that has our logo on your body? Cool, we love that. We love your support. But we're not gonna give you a fridge. Maybe at the very most, if they're being generous, here's a free tub.
I mean, a tattoo for a tub. I, oh my, I need to think before I speak. I hope to God that doesn't become like a trend or something. Oh dear God,
Oh, it's become like a trend recently of people being like, if
tattoo,
I get a
tattoo,
tattoo,
tattoo for a tub.
not even that, but like tattoo, will you send me a fridge if I get a tattoo?
So hold on. So that means if I did something where it's just kind of like if I take my ring, I slide off, I get something right there, let it heal, and I put it back on. I'm supposed to get a freaking fridge, dude. You're gonna have a lot of artists out there making money.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a guy just being like, "Hey, I'm gonna put the my favorite shaker on my thumb." Come on, man, that's too much.
I've seen it way
Hey,
too much
I,
recently.
I've heard of selling out, but oh my god, I've never heard of somebody selling out for something so cheap. I understand the rarity of a G Fuel fridge, but come on.
I mean, just put in like a repair claim at G Fuel, you'll get a fridge or
Hey
two.
Eli. Eli says he was considering a G Fuel turbine tattoo before all of this. It sounds like if I'm him, I'd be holding out.
So I will just say, as somebody who has multiple tattoos on their body, get whatever ink you want on your body, support the stuff you love, but don't go to G Fuel. Hop in their DMs and expect just because you get something like that done that they're going to hook you up with that amount of product. Like that's not the way to look at it. And even some of their responses is kind of hilarious to the extent where they're like, "We love your support, but like try again."
You know, it's kind of funny. I know Ty, if he was around, I know he would appreciate this. But if we go back to skateboard and toy machine, there was one guy. he was asking, "It's like, hey, if would you give me a board if you had one? And I'll show you my toy machine tattoo." And there's been a lot of people ever since he said that asking for like a free board, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone loves free stuff, and it's just like, okay, if you paid somebody like $100 to give you a tattoo and you get a board out of it, it's like, dude, it's a $50 board at the time. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
I mean, no, I agree. I just don't know where people get the idea of that. It's like if you're not providing anything back for the company, like cool, you got the tattoo. They're not sending you a fridge. Good try though.
I
Like
just
I'll
love the people like Rob Dyrdek that has the giant monster tattoo on his back. It's like so many people. It's like, why would you tattoo a sponsor on you? I know so many skaters that have done that. It's like, hey, I got a girl skateboards tattoo on it, and I left them for money, or I started my own brand, or whatever. It's like, next thing you know, it's like the things like here around the chest, like around the collarbone, or on the hand. What are you
imagine.
doing?
I mean, like imagine if
You don't
Ninja got a Red
tattoo
Bull tattoo.
sponsors.
Yeah, don't
You know?
tattoo sponsors. Imagine if Red Bull got like or Ninja got a Red Bull tattoo.
What's next? Is there gonna be a signature hair dye color from him? I'm surprised there hasn't been at this point. It's like he's so big. It's like, hey kids, have your mom dye your hair blue and play with a chance to play Fortnite with me for 2 hours.
I mean, you may want to like hold back on any more with what you say. You could be like spoiling some inside DLC.
And if anyone wants to hire me as a promoter, my DMs are open. I'll promote, goddammit. I will. Which, speaking of promoting, well, so there's two things. Where you want to go? You want to? There's three things I gotta go over at least.
Okay, we can
The
finish off in those three.
the fusion
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. We got the fusion, the plastics going out, the collector boxes, or Elden Ring.
Well, the plastic thing also goes about what I was bringing up to you about with Monster. Let's just start with that one.
No, Johnny. I don't think Ninja spoke in publicly on GFuel yet, but I could be wrong. I haven't watched his streams religiously enough to confirm.
So, one thing that I had a friend bring to my attention last night, and I did a little bit of research into it. You may have seen on previous episodes, really bring up how he dislikes these small monster cans that he's holding right there. So, starting in 2021, that has now been affecting in 2022, is that actually Monster got hit with an aluminum shortage, which is one reason why that they've had the shorter, smaller cans that you see Rally just have, as well as some of the favorite lines being taken out or other new promotional lines not being made yet. Like Rehab, you don't see too much of Rehab line anymore because they stopped production on it so they could focus on the main flavors. And even on those main flavors, they made the smaller cans. There was supposed to be early this year a new coffee line that they were coming out with. They halted that as well because of that. And on the same topic of like shortages, materials, etc., and rightfully so, and this is why we said last episode why you should have like a pre-order thing up on the website. The reason why none of us got our CBs for Naruto or Shiny Splash so early, when it was a month ago it came out, truly on the website.
So, oh, that's right. We had a poll, right?
Yep.
And many people decided just like, listen, I'll wait. I'll just do it as is. So essentially, let me just grab this. There is a legit vote simply because of the small plastic screens right here.
Yep, that is what caused them to be withheld for so long because, like, they had the boxes, they were missing that little bit of plastic, which is why we have received them so late from when we ordered them.
I don't know, Teach. So one of the things that I was asking is they're like, okay, do we just make it one solid thing of cardboard? And everyone's like, oh, hell no. A lot of people were outraged at the idea. Secondly, it would, hey, no plastic, just leave it open. Again, they go, oh, hell no. I went with that. Instead, as you see here, just like this, moving on. This is just me, though, man. But, I mean, these aren't being thrown in the garbage like other products are. And from what I understand, with Coca Cola having a big stock in Monster and all that, I'm
You mean
not
Pepsi?
sure. No, it's Coca Cola.
Really? Coca-Cola has Monster.
Yes,
I
they have.
swore that was Pepsi.
It's Monster is still its own company, but Coca Cola, at least from what I researched, has part of Monster. They have a
Hmm.
big percentage of shares. I think it's like 30, like 17.5%, enough where it suffices.
Okay.
So essentially, I have no idea if there was a aluminum issue with Coca Cola, Pepsi, etc. I know Coca Cola, instead of using plastic, they moved Dasani over to an aluminum soda can, 16 ounce. Tastes better, by the way.
Oh, I believe it.
My only thought is these are supposedly the companies in California. I think that's where they get everything bottled up, which I'm not sure of whatever the case may be, but I'm just kind of thinking aluminum shortage. So who else is in line as far as like aluminum parts? Like, is there car parts involved? Like, I know the Ford pickup truck is a big, heavy aluminum user. A lot of
Yep.
the parts still made in America. So I'm like, okay, where are they in line as far as this goes, that goes? And if they're just trying to make just, I've only think I've seen them. I've seen this in the white. I've seen this in the regular. I'm not sure if I've seen it in the low carb. But even so, my only thought is that if you see a small can, chances are you're going to be buying two.
Yep.
So I'm not sure where the logic is in buying the small one. I mean, is there a, I mean, if somebody's going to buy two anyway, it kind of defeats the purpose because you're just selling somebody another can. When you want your energy, you don't care how much you got to pay for it. It's like they're loyal to that brand. It's just how it goes.
Well, I think they may have learned their lesson a little bit from that, at least for the example we made with GFuel, because we just had the Uncharted box go live. That was a pre-sale, a pre-order. We just had the Elden Ring um, waitlist pop up. Hopefully, that will be the same thing. And that's what we spoke up before. And it's always kind of funny how we bring up this stuff on like Monday episodes and we see the change or something happen on Tuesday recently. But like as we said, if they're not going to have the products, we understand. But they need to promote it as a pre-sale or a pre-order where they're like, hey, buy it now. And then we're like a month later, where's my stuff?
Detail are off the property, bruv.
I mean, I may always make the joke about the people that like just place an order and then they're like, "Well, where's my order? It's not in my hands." 5 minutes later, we're shipping. But like that's like a genuine thing of people are just now finally getting their shiny splash, their Naruto CB. I would have had
Oh,
Naruto today for the podcast, but President's Day, so no mail.
gotcha. So Eli's telling me right now, Sneak is jumping into the Fusion flavor tub game. It's a mix of blue raspberry and blizzard. So we found out, this is from the Sneak Facebook page. Apparently, I gotta look into this, but the ingredient that makes the swirl
Mm-hmm.
is not being essentially over in Europe. They're not allowing them to use that said ingredient.
I believe
So
it.
I understand it's a pass. Europe is a lot more strict. Moving on. As far as the fusion tub, I'm just going to say it right now. The fact that Shock actually, he goes, okay, I'm going to do half a scoop of sour cherry, half a scoop of blue ice, and see how it goes. And he said it was better. So this fusion, whatever the case may be that they're trying to go off of, too, I'm tired of the phony gimmicks at this point. Listen, if you want to take out the plastic in the collector's box, I'm not going to bitch, piss, and moan. I'm just not. If you want to give me a new flavor that sucks, well, you do still have bubblegum on the market instead of keeping radioactive lemonade around. So by all means, go ahead. You want to vault certain flavors, everything has a certain point, a certain purpose. But when we starting to get into the gimmicks, when we already have so many demands and a lot of those aren't met, that's why I'm just starting to go into like the come on, man, you're starting to piss me off.
I mean, I will admit, I do think the concept of the fusion tubs are neat. I like them, but I feel like it's really unnecessary for how much product they're already releasing. Like, if you technically look at the entirety of February so far, we've had what, 4 tubs available now? Naruto, five, if anything, five. Naruto, Shiny Splash, Uncharted, Elden Ring, and then now Fusion. Like, they don't really need to do Fusion. It's kind of like a FOMO thing. The one thing that like annoyed me about Fusion, and I know you saw this and many others may have, is that during the recent BOGO, you could get the Fusion on the last day or two included in your BOGO. I mean, sweet, free Fusion tub. That's awesome. That's exactly what I did. Not even a day or two later, and you know me, I'm a
Next
collector.
day.
Next day, they come out with the collector box. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to have 2 tubs of Fusion, but I want the collector box. I'm a collector.
Also, speaking of, if you're a collector, this is gonna be tough because that means you're gonna be. I'm not sure if it's going to sell out. I mean, does a pre-order sell out, but or does a launch sell out? So I'll just put it this way: the Flavor Fusion, the Crimson Tears, which is the Elden Ring. We'll get to that in a moment, and Heretic. Is that how you pronounce it?
Heretic.
Heretic. His box launches well the 23rd, the 25th, and March 2nd.
Yep, Heretic's the 22nd
Hard,
or the 2nd.
hard on the wallet, man.
Which
Hard.
I'm actually kind of hoping the Heretic flavor is good. It sounds kind of good. From the reviews I've heard though about the Naruto one, and I will get to try it tomorrow. I'm actually scared. I'm going to love the Naruto tub and want more because it's a peach flavor. You know me.
So it's a peach and I'll just say I understand. I think it's pomelo, or I think
Mm-hmm.
it is a foreign citrus and white peach.
Yep.
So that sounds amazing. I just got some on. I got some on the way as well. I got a sample coming as well. The thing that scares me, especially since we were talking about golden apple pear, prickly pear is the flavor for Elden Ring. It's called Crimson Tears.
Yep.
So originally I'm thinking a candy golden apple pear, but then I'm kind of thinking to it and I'm like, oh no. Why does this sound like it's going to be Sugar Plum's cousin?
I wouldn't want to hope it go that far. I would
I hope
really.
the hell not.
I hope, if anything, it's just going to be like very plum with the very additive of whatever ingredient they use to get the flavoring of candy. That's my hope.
Well, I mean, when we think of candy, right, we've had a decent amount of candy flavors. I mean, I consider Tetris a candy flavor.
Oh, 100%.
I can Pink Drip is a candy
Yep.
flavor. So we got all these things going on, right? And if we look at the candy flavors themselves, the only one that I like on a consistent basis is the Sonic Peach rings.
For me, it would be Peach Rings, Tetris, and Pink Drip. Those would be my
Yeah.
most consistent ones.
A lot of people hate on Tetris too.
I understand them not liking it because it's one of those where it's actually can be too sweet for some people. I understand it.
I
I think
agree.
it's good. I don't mind sweet flavors. But like I've never heard somebody genuinely say they didn't like Tetris because it just tasted bad. It's always because it's too sweet.
So my thought is, and I say this with everybody, you get a tall boy when you try a new flavor because guess what? If it's too watered down, if you have the tub of it, right? It sucks saying this, but if you could guzzle it, go for it. If not, try it again. Add 2 ounces less of water. And if you have it mixed and it's too sweet, you could always water that down. Add 2 ounces.
Yep.
So to me, the Tetris, I like look put in the tall boy, add a little bit more water than you usually do. Boom.
I think more people like even on the candy conversation real quick. I think more people were disappointed that Love Bug was just the brain matter reskin over them re-unvaulting grapefruit.
I was pissed about that because the fact that it's still even got the green color, like, come on.
Yep. I think the real
We're
annoyance though is them not
taking the
even
leftovers and just rebranding it to
well,
something that's not.
even on social media, they need to be more clear with people because you had some of the big heads saying, "Oh yeah, it's a new flavor," and then they had to clarify later on, a
Not
couple
new
days.
flavor.
They're like, "Oh, it's just a reskin."
Old grumpy mama, how you doing? Welcome
Hey,
in.
OGM, welcome in, OGM.
So Bugness used to buy prickly pear soda a while back. So that was one of his favorites. And yeah, there are some flavors that it's not a flavor Q flavor where it's an acquired taste and it's questionable. It's one of those you have to water it down to get what you really like of it. I've noticed that with a couple of things. Shiny Splash hydration, you water it down. Less water for the Shiny Splash energy. Oh, the pain.
So, if I'm remembering this correctly, and really, I know you've drank quite a bit of Red Bull in your day, and I also used to drink quite a bit. And I'm hoping it's somewhat similar in taste. But if I remember correctly, Red Bull had a pear can for a while there.
I think that's
I feel like they did, and I would hope it would taste the same as prickly pear. And then I know another big thing, since we're on the topic of new flavors and that general conversation. I know a lot of people are kind of upset right now that like we had Class 5 V2, some kind of coconut mystery flavor. Then we get Uncharted, which is just pineapple coconut, and everybody's like, "Why so much coconut?"
the crisp pear. That's right, the green.
Yep, the green crisp pear.
Green.
I used to like that one quite a bit.
I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. It wasn't one of those flavors that stood out to me personally, but yet again, it was just like you just kind of like buy a 4 pack at a time and you just kind of go with right there. It's just weird because like when you have a whole row in front of you, it's not like when you got it at home, you just have like your whole setup, you see what's in front. It's sometimes like you gotta buy whatever the hell it is here, and I mean, as times go on, you get these kicks, you know. It's like for a while it was acai, peach nectarine. You got the ocean breeze, my favorite. The coconut berry. Sometimes even the tropical. It's like the pear was never one of those where it's just like I gotta grab that pear.
That's
It's
fair.
not like it's not like golden apple pear. It's not like a certain flavor there. It's one of those. It's like it's good, but do you go out of your way for it? I don't know about that.
I would never go out of my way for it, but I did like it. If we're talking like that line, blueberry was always my go-to.
Same. It was out of all the Red Bull flavors throughout time, unless it was like one of those seasonal ones, the grapefruit to me was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
because the only dragon fruit I don't like is I don't like vitamin waters. That's it.
Okay. I can see that.
I have no idea what the hell they do with it. And yes, Eli is saying rest in peace, Red Bull Cranberry, because of the new Red Bull edition.
Wait, what?
Red Bull Red Edition.
I have not heard about this.
I think it's being pulled for watermelon, which you know how I am.
Yep. If I remember correctly, I think I had that one. The cranberry wasn't bad.
I like the cranberry personally. But again, I have so many stories of just drinking Red Bull Cranberry, and actually, it's funny because I know there's this one story of mine where a coworker stole my 2 cases of Red Bull. This guy was out of work construction worker, had these back problems. So I was working retail at the store, and they got this 3-day work sale going on. So apparently this guy had an alcohol problem. I didn't notice until after he was fired. But I
Oh,
remember like there wasn't a lot of people that put stuff in their fridge. But for me, I put my Red Bull in the fridge. I kept it there. Nobody touched it ever. But one day I found it gone. I'm like, that sucks ass, man. So sure enough, same guy. What is he doing? He's going into his pickup truck. There's an outdoor sale. There's a tent going on and everything. Parks his truck right next to the tent. He starts putting chop saws and shit in there. He's just like packing it to the brim. And the manager comes out and he's like, what in the hell in Hades are you doing, my guy? You're fired. Put those back. I'll call the cops. It was nuts. So the guy was stealing my Red Bull. He was stealing other things. And dude, in broad daylight, like 11 o'clock in the morning on outdoor sale, you're putting all these chop saws. And mind you, they take up your whole back seat, these boxes.
mm-hmm.
It would take up your whole back seat. Trying to pull him in his truck. He
I
was
mean,
wilding.
I don't agree with it, but the man's got some balls.
But he ain't got no brains.
Amen.
Oh, jeez.
So I feel like you had one more topic for us to hit on off.
I mean, we had a I mean, kind of just covered everything. I mean,
Okay.
so anybody, we got a couple of minutes, man. You got everything? We'll just have open questions. We get the plugs in here.
Homina.
Because we
Not
got
work.
plenty. Because we got plenty of time, man. For real.
This is a moment we do not have often.
Nah, I think this is the first time we've had this in 12 episodes, which not complaining. And besides, sometimes it just kind of dries up and such.
No such thing as a dry moment.
Oh, with us? Hell no. Never. Let's see. JP's on Apex at the moment. Excuse's been on for like 16 hours playing GTA. Summit 1G's streaming DayZ at the
I
moment.
I will say, if you guys, or if anybody didn't know, if you didn't get it on that backpack purchase earlier that showed up on the GFuel website, you're missing out.
Mr. Shark out. Oh my.
Is that Mr. Shark? Mr. Shark is me.
Eli? So I got this text message. So you know how sometimes where they say text your number in the order, like just in case, like it's like, hey, in case something happens with the package, an update, whatever. So I'm obviously, trashing on Glitch with an I. They're like, hey, we have Panda Punch. And I'm just kind of I blocked the number and I'm like, lose the number. Honestly. The trash, the filth, the overhype. Listen, it doesn't matter who you watch. You remember that episode of iCarly where everyone's wearing like these squeaky ass shoes that are uncomfortable? Do you remember that episode? Anybody? So there's this episode where this company's paying them $100,000 to advertise these ugly ass exercise shoes. They squeak everywhere you go. They got technology in it, but every time you connect it to your laptop, it deletes your hard drive. Like these things are the absolute worst. And it just kind of goes like this: no matter what, you do not have to promote a product that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that. I don't know if he's got a stomach of cast iron. I don't know. But it's amazing if you could advertise almost anything and you decide to go through it with just filth. You might as well sell used cars at that point, Wildcat. That's disgraceful. It's atrocious. It's an abomination.
I mean, I
Seriously, I would rather jump on a cactus than try to guzzle that crap again.
yeah.
Seriously.
I think it was
Listen.
2 episodes ago we tried it.
I'll put on a Red Sox hat, okay? I will praise the New York Knicks. I will do something. I will do a lot before I try Glitch with an Eye again. There's a long ass list, let me tell you.
I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago we tried them, and like we even tried Vance GG, and I was not the biggest fan of theirs. Like at least their mango was decent. I think their best flavor I gave was a 2. And honestly, when we had Glitch with an Eye, those were instant zeros. Like I took one sip of those, and I did not want to finish those. I could not wait to empty those out.
You made a big disgrace on lemonade, Glitch with the Eye.
Yep. I mean, so did Vance GG. Honestly, that's why I call it strawberry. Where's the lemonade? Lemonade.
Ooh. So Eli ended up buying in. He thought the limited edition. Oh, that's a so the cyber flavor is a blueberry. Interesting. Wait a minute. Hold on. The one company that's making a blueberry energy drink outside Red Bull, and I hate it.
Who?
Glitch with an eye, apparently.
Wait, that's the one we tried that was crap, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've
So
not tried
apparently,
Glitch with the Y yet.
the Cyber Sunrise is pineapple, coconut, and mango. That also sounds good. But again, too bad the formula is just crap. That had a very limited flavor called Wild Berry Freeze. That was blueberry. Again, Sometimes it's too good to be actually good.
Yeah, they would have to rechange up their formula for me to ever try Clutch again. That was a horrendous.
Atrocious.
Like we try to be as non-biased here as possible. We gave open thoughts and open tries to all of those, and just no.
I mean, for crying out loud, I'm drinking the strawberry lemonade as things go on, and I'm like, it's not great, but I'm here.
Oh, it was not good at all. I could not know. No. The only piece of one that Advanced had in that conversation was mango.
Dude, you should have saw me when I was trying the samples of Advanced GG. Like, I was. Now think of it. I'm right here, so my TV's here. I'm gaming. I'm about to set up a stream. Everything else going on, right? So I got my shaker. I got it right here, right next to my camera and everything. I'm doing work. I'm doing some writing. I'm working on my book I got coming out. So I'm doing all that. I'm sipping it. I'm sipping it. And the strawberry lemonade, I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. Whatever. I try the cherry limeade. I go this, I get the aftertaste. I'm like 3 sips in, and I'm like, no, no, nope. Later, dude. Get the hell out of my face.
You know, I saw, and I had to bring this up because I didn't ask you in private or anything, but I saw you recently tried French Vanilla by GFuel. Did you have that with milk or did you have that with water?
I have done both.
Okay.
You know, I'll just say this because this is one of those flavors where, again, I do not understand it because do I think that they were attempting to try and do like what Monster did, make a coffee line? Yeah. But there's a problem with French vanilla and moon pie. And that is for some reason, now the moon pie is very sweet. If you think the
I love
Tetris is
moon
sweet,
pie.
yes. So I'm just saying, if anyone thinks Tetris is sweet, moon pie is sweet. Do I think it's good? Yes.
It's GFuel chocolate milk. It's caffeinated chocolate milk.
Yes. I heard to try it in chocolate milk only.
No, you
Like
can
I
use
tried in
regular
my
milk.
I use regular milk and I thought it was good. But I understand why they took it out. I mean, it is very sweet. As far as the French vanilla goes, in water, listen, most people that drink G Fuel, it's like, listen, I want cold water of my choice, where if that's out from the tap, a bottle of water, whatever it is. I want cold water. I want to mix the powder. I want to give it a shake. I want to enjoy. I get that part, but that's most the consumers we got. So if you're putting it in water and you're pouring French vanilla, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It was 7 o'clock at night when I tried it. I'm sipping it, going, this tastes like coffee that was brewed at 7 a.m. What are you doing to me? Try it in milk. It feels like it needs to be warm. Like I've never heard of anyone warming up G Fuel before. Like as in like, hey, I got a mixture. I'm gonna put it in a mug. I'm putting it in the microwave. Put it back in the shaker. Let's go again. Like the process of that, it's just not logical. But even then, it feels like it's missing something that's just a little bit weird.
Do you feel like they're trying to go for more of a cold brew style with that, or do you feel like you should probably like actually, as weird as it sounds, heat up some water, boil it up or something, and have it that way, kind of like hot coffee?
If I had a sample and I had it hot water, obviously I wouldn't do it in a plastic shaker. I'd do it in a probably you might have to just stir it in a mug.
Okay.
That like have a ball in there, like a metal ball, like especially the milk flavors. I think the ball works better. But then just like stir it with a spoon as best you can, see how it goes. But again, it's just I'm shaking the sense of that it tastes like old coffee. The French vanilla aspect is good. But it's the concept of the milk and water where it's like I'm missing something or the temperature is not right. It throws you off.
You don't see it like a cold brew?
Nah.
Okay.
But again, I don't know many people that like cold coffee.
I
And
mean,
there's some people I know that tried the Dunkin' Donuts. Now listen, you're in the Northeast, you love Dunkies. They told me that the pumpkin cold brew from Dunkies tasted like grass. Some things just aren't meant to be cold brew. If somebody says, give me a French vanilla, you give them a cold brew, they'll pour it on top of your head and choke you.
I mean, I don't know what it is. Personally, I don't drink much coffee, but I know like cold brews really picked over like it's become a bigger trend over the past 3 4 years. So that may have been more their thought originally when trying that out.
Uh, Madrina's not sure what that is, Eli. Mr. Shark is saying cold coffee is better than hot coffee.
Madrinas is a company line or a coffee company that usually sponsors content creators.
Oh, isn't it that that's right, that's right. They have like the flavored coffee that you put in the That's right, that's right. They did the thing with Sea of Thieves, right?
Not sure about that one.
I think they did.
I can double check
Instant
real quick.
coffee shakes, huh?
I just know it best from way back in the day when Shroud was sponsored by them.
Huh. Interesting. I actually think Ivy actually pointed out a long time ago.
It
That
actually
brand.
was Madrinas. Okay.
Huh. So we are on the same page.
I will admit that shaker they have with this is pretty cool.
It is. I'm a little jealous, can't lie. But yet again, we have our weird and odd ideas.
But it looks like here, since we're on that topic of it, it looks like they're actually promoting it to be a cold brew style that you actually just mix up in a shaker. Because Madrinas normally for the longest time is just actual coffee beans you'd put in your machine. This actually looks like they're promoting it as something you mix in your shaker.
Huh.
190 milligrams caffeine, 8 servings per container. Bold dark chocolate and smooth salted caramel blend for a pirate. Yahar, me matey.
Yarg.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things where I'm just skeptical of. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to get used to. I don't know.
I mean, we mainly stick to energy drinks, but if in the future we decide to do like a coffee episode, because it's still technically caffeinated, I wouldn't be opposed to it. And we may have like a special episode for that.
Now, green coffee fueler. Huh. Gamer supplement. Supplements is such a interesting category. And I actually remember talking to I used to work for a sports network and we had one guy that covered the Atlanta Falcons and esports. He was a big Atlanta FaZe fan and there was a lot of things he was telling me about and he would tell me about people that would get banned from tournaments because they were using just stuff that was banned. It's like I can't imagine, dude, like imagine in a span of a half hour, a guy drains two Bang energy drinks and takes an Adderall. It's like, dude, that guy's seeing the future. And because that the Adderall wasn't prescribed to him, he was banned from competition. It's like, could you imagine that shit?
So I had one
You
question.
somehow got Adderall and you decided to just down 600 milligrams of caffeine in 30 minutes.
Um,
Dude, I'd die. I'd die.
so one decent question that we can end off on because we've hit our normal hour mark. And out of all the ones that I've had sent to me so far, this is actually probably the most decent one. So really, we had a lot of flavors that came out in 2021. If you could pick one flavor, what was your number one flavor that came out solely in 2021 for GFuel?
Can
Just
you
one.
name them for me?
Huh?
Can you name them for me?
Oh, there's
That's
so
even
many.
possible.
Yes, there is. Let me get a quick guide real
What's
quick.
up? Oh, we got Joey in here. What's up, Joey? I'm trying to think of exactly the ones that were 2021. Sugar Plum ain't it? That's for damn sure. That I can guarantee.
I know exactly where to find the list, funny enough.
Let's see.
I can get you an exact list here.
Because I want to name something that's like not accurate. You know what I mean? Let's see. Classified V2 ain't it? Shiny is definitely not it. Hmm.
Okay. So, of all these are all the flavors that came out in 2021. All right. You have the Mortal Kombat line, which was Scorpion Sting and Ice Shatter. You had Bobby Boysenberry, Pink Drip, um, Sour Green Apple, XQC the
Wait,
Juice.
sour green apple? That was the only time they released it. Isn't Sour Shamrock the same thing?
You have Mega Potion,
Dang
Click
it.
Clickbait, Sour
Oh,
Demonade, Tetris Blast, Yuzu Splash, Maiden's Blood, Hive Nectar. We're just gonna skip over it, but it technically came out. Santa Chili Dog, Brain Drive, Orange Vibe, Strawberry Slushy, Miami Nights, the Venom flavors, Red Ooze and Black Ooze, Candy Corn and Brain Matter, Party Punch, Orange Cranthony, Phase 51, Raspberry Pie, Classified V2, Summit 1G, Raspberry Creamsicle, Radioactive Lemonade, Sour Plum, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Confetti Cake. Out of all of those, what was
that's
your
that's
favorite
so much.
2021 to wrap up this podcast? You get one favorite.
Damn. I could give you a top three to make it interesting.
One favorite. I have a feeling I know your answer.
I mean, we kind of just start at because it saved you all the trouble at the start. But I mean, when it's your top flavor of all G Fuel and being Ice Shatter, I mean, it takes the cake. But if I had to go two and three, surprisingly, I've actually saved my clickbait tub, like it's still sealed right now, because there might be a time when you're just craving, you just gotta crack it open, and in like 2 weeks, half it's gone. You never know. Clickbait is up there. That's number two. Number three, this might come to a shock for everybody else. I don't get the hate on it, but Summit 1G's Raspberry Creamsicle. It's just I
It's a
don't know,
light
man.
flavor.
It's light, but it's just something I enjoy.
So
Like
you're
usually the light flavors I don't, but that's where I'm going. Ice Shatter,
number one.
yes, Ice
Okay.
Shatter. And what do you got? Give me your top three. Listen in
Uh,
order.
we had a lot of great releases. I'll get to definitive number one, but if we had to make it a top three, three, two, but what's it? My number one? Number three is actually going to be in the opposite vice versa of yours. Number three for
Oh,
me is Ice Shatter.
okay.
Number two for me is Clickbait.
Clickbait. And number
Number
one,
one,
let's see.
Red
Hmm.
Ooze.
Ah, respect,
I
respect.
love Red Ooze. Best sour they've ever had. Good sour cherry. So good.
That is really good. That's respectable. Very respectable.
But it's a good question to end it off on for the night. We have usually reached our minute. I'm honestly surprised of the 12 episodes we've had so far. We even had one moment finally where we're like, huh, we actually went through them a little bit too fast.
Well, I mean, there's only so many segments where you could actually just, you got so many topics. Sometimes you just rant, sometimes you go on a ramble. And, sometimes we just kind of joke a little bit and everything else. Let's see. We got we got a couple of things right here. We got Derek. Okay.
Let's not.
I'll screenshot these and we'll
Those are all just memes.
you think
That's
they're
why
memes?
that's why I took the one question from Joey because he actually asked a legitimate good question.
Let's see. We covered the collabs, Makina. Let's see. We covered the shortage today.
Yeah,
The thing about swapping out the boxes, not at the moment, for Love Bug, I think they dropped the ball with Love Bug as a whole, regardless of the plastic in the box shortage. Listen, take out the plastic. Listen, there's only so many things you do to us, G Fuel. There's so many flavors you vaulted. We want tall boy shakers. You haven't produced it. Take out the plastic, piss everyone off. Go for it. Oh, keep everybody happy, and everyone's never gonna ever be satisfied. Let's be real.
yep. And that's why I went with Joey's because he had a good actual question. I figured that'd be a good spot to end it off on.
And as far as there's actually some legitimate questions that we're gonna get into next week for Derek. There's some where they actually seem memeable, but You know how it goes.
Huh.
Unless you want to bang it out right now, that'll only take 5 minutes.
I will knock all these out in less than a minute.
Okay, so I can speak to why you hate Shiny Splash, and that's because the blueberry is not there and everyone overhypes the hell out of it.
Easy. Gone.
Boom.
Boom.
What energy drink company gives GFuel a run for its money?
Juju. Next question.
As far as powder goes, okay,
Yep.
I agree. Okay, I agree with that. Outside of energy drink company in general, it's obviously the big bullies of Monster and Red Bull.
Oh yeah, of course.
When is Ty finishing the Shakers? We're keeping
TBD.
on. We're gonna keep that down low, even if we did have a
TBD.
date. Okay. Why haven't I done a taste view of chili dog? Because not even on a bet. That's why. Because I have common sense and I have my dignity. Damn it.
And then the one actual somewhat decent question.
Who
Who
makes?
makes the best shakers?
If we're talking uh, design wise, I gotta go G Fuel hands down, right?
Yep. I mean, for me, it's kind of a loaded question because like, in my opinion, all the way around, it's GFuel. But a lot of similar companies go through the same, like, actual wholesaler, creative company in the background, and then they all just, like, divvy them up and slap their logos on them. You could make an argument who makes the best one because, like, Juju has a metal one, but metal is 100% different from plastic, so it's a hard comparison.
Correction. This is Ice Shaker, and Juju just has their own.
Label that slapped on it.
Advanced GG actually has these as well, except that they cost, just as we know it, Advanced GG is everything everyone else has, just $10 more.
Yep.
Man, Derek, trying to get me rolling tonight. I
So,
swear, man.
meme questions, get them out of here.
Meme questions, try to troll at the end of an episode. Who the hell you think you is?
Yep.
What the hell? As far as expectations, next video, well, it seems like the universe just seems to be circling around and making things totally difficult. But if anyone's got any questions on what's going on as far as flavors to look into, uh, someone who would possibly like to be on the show, we've been in contact with a few. There's a lot going on in the podcast, and 12 episodes deep, I don't think we're going anywhere. We're just going to keep doing our thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Eli. We've talked to. We might have to do a different day, but we hope to get a couple guys on.
I'd be okay with doing it on a different day if possible.
I
For the
mean,
ones that we've talked to.
as long as we can figure it out, and I mean, I don't want to say any names if nothing's in concrete right now. Nothing's been confirmed, but we've been talking to people, so I'll just keep it at that.
Yep.
Hope it's just that some people are in different time zones. Some people are on Eastern Standard Time, like me and Eric are. You know, just everything I think is open. The best thing is what would be off the table, and the answer is not much.
Yep.
I'll just leave it at that. So, everybody, thank you for allowing us to be your co host on Monday night. I'm Relly. This is my main handsome man teach. We stay caffeinated here, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next week. Hopefully, we bring the heat, we bring the preach, and we bring the clarity. Sorry, I can't talk. Mouth dry.
Take care, everybody.
It
Have a great
happens to
rest of your
everybody.
wonderful night.
Have a good one, people.